What does it take to succeed in the network marketing profession? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you what I did to ensure my success. What is it that allowed me to earn over $1 million in my company? Stay tuned. We're going to jump into it. Hello, my friend. My name is PEtrovick, and for the past 20 years, I've been teaching, coaching, and training people how to create a better quality of life by generating leads, making sales, and recruiting people into their business. You know, I think at the end of the day, what we all want is to be able to create a better quality of life. Now, that means different things for different people based on where you are in your life. You know, I got involved with this profession about 24 years ago because my son, who was, I guess, 8 years old, climbed into my lap one Saturday morning, and he said to me, "Dad, do you still love me?" And I'm like, I mean, he really broke my heart. I'm like crying. I'm like, "Why would you ever ask that?" And he said, "Dad, I just never see you." So for me, the reason I got involved in the network marketing profession was I wanted to be a dad again. I wanted to be a husband again. It wasn't because I needed money. I had a six-figure income. It wasn't because I had some health challenge or something like that. I wanted to get my life back. So getting involved in a business like this, it takes a lot of effort. And the number one thing I believe that you have to really master is your mindset. Now, a lot of times people talk about having a proper mindset for success, but what does that really look like? You know, back in 2005, I actually earned my first $1 million. And to accomplish that goal, it took a lot of work. I talked to a lot of prospects. And back then, I pretty much did everything cold market. In this company where I earned $1 million, it was my second venture. The first company I got involved with was more of a direct sales, knocking on the door type of company. It had been around for 120 years, 125 years when I joined it. So it was all about handling product. I celebrated the day I got a tractor trailer load of inventory delivered at my house. I look back and say, wow, was that ever a mistake? It really was about, you know, pushing product. And I did okay. I was new director of the year in that company about 18 months, but I was on the road a lot. I wasn't seeing my family. So for me, I knew where I wanted to go. So that's key number one. Key number one is knowing where you want to go. Know what your desired outcome is. And then key number two really is being able to self-manage and self-direct to know whether you are on track or off track. And, you know, I'm a very, very hard worker. I'm very consistent. I have a lot of self-discipline. But sometimes, you know, you get knocked down and you get lots of no's, and it's just hard. You know, you're working every day, day in and day out. You're prospecting with people. And what do you do when you're not successful? How do you stay in the game? Well, it has to be that vision that you have on why you're doing what you're doing that is going to pull you forward. You know, so you have to have a vision that pulls you. It forces you from inside your soul and your heart, basically, to perform at a higher level, to do that self-examination, to look at your limiting beliefs, and to get help where you need help, whether it's communicating with people, asking questions, prospecting, closing. You know, I remember one time I was having a challenge working with women. So what did I do? Is I reached out to probably 7 of the most successful females in the profession that I knew, and I interviewed them because success leaves clues. The question is, are you going to be aware enough to pick up those clues? So that's really tip number 3, is study successful people who are already where you are at. And what I learned in that discussion with those women is how women communicated differently than men, and how I needed to self-adapt and regulate my style when I was prospecting or developing female leaders. Make sense? You know, it's funny. There's a book called Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. Well, I got the book, I got the audio and the video. It's a challenge for me, and I mean, we're just wired differently. It's not good or bad; it just is. So, what you have to do is look at your mindset, look at your success, look at your activity. You know, what are the highest payoff activities for you in your business? Do you know what they are? I can tell you, for most people, it's making sure that you enter every day with the proper mindset. What's the proper mindset? Is you know where you're going, you know how you're going to get there, the approach that you're going to take from an execution standpoint. That's whether it's online or offline, Facebook marketing, lead generation, you know, however you want to do it, doing home parties. No right or wrong answer. You just got to figure out how you want to do it and then execute it. But you have to be able to track. You have to be able to track your results. Were they positive or were they negative? Do you need to shift or continue the approach, or maybe scale up the approach? So understand where you're going, where you want to, what your desired outcome is, and then execute. And every day I would encourage you to have some sort of ticking mark, nothing fancy. Did you talk to your 2 prospects a day, or 10 prospects a day, or did you reach out to 10 people on Facebook a day, or did you make 5 new connections through your local networking communities? Again, you got to figure out how you want to build a business. Now, I'll tell you a big mistake that I've made for years was I was trying to, because I did study successful people, I was trying to mirror and model what people did to the degree that I wasn't in tune with what I enjoyed. I was saying, oh, this person does it this way, I'm gonna go do it that way. And you know, I could do it, but it was forced. And what I want you to know is, from a mindset and a vision standpoint, you got to know you. You got to know what you want to do, and then you have to execute massively with that approach. Again, no right or wrong answer. I know lots of people who've done incredibly well with home parties and are great at networking, you know, face-to-face, and the 3-foot rule or the 10-foot rule. And I've done all of that. I've done all of that. And what I know and what I love is I love being at home, and I love marketing. I love copywriting. And when I say I love copywriting, that doesn't mean I'm a great copywriter. I've learned to be a good copywriter. I have dyslexia, ADD. I'm a horrible writer. It's just kind of how my mind is wired, and maybe that's a limiting belief. But I have tools in place that allow me to be more effective. And that's really the most important part. You need to have coaches, guides. I have an amazing wife that has really helped me to be a better version of myself. For Amy and I have been together, gosh, probably married 36 years, together 40 years now. And I'm very blessed that I have somebody like that who's in my corner and always looking out for me. You have to have people like that. Now, it could be a spouse, partner, friend, or coach. Again, you have to have that desired result that you're working for. And then you need to really communicate that to people. Again, Amy and I have common goals. I'm the guy that's bringing home the bacon, and she's always been the support role from a mom standpoint and a background standpoint. A lot of people are blessed where they have a partner, a husband or a wife that is equal into the business. I don't have that. I'm okay with that. I've had struggles with that, but I've had to have the mindset that this is my chosen profession. This is what I love to do, and I need to execute. And it hasn't always been easy. But again, I know the lifestyle that I want to create. I've been reading this book, and I'm going to do a video series on this book in the near future because it is amazing. If you get nothing else from this book other than the fact that Pat Petrini and his partner, Hal Elrod, interview some top 1% performers and look at their habits, if you just study that alone, I think you'd become successful, because having the proper mindset is important for your execution, and you have to do it day in and day out. So you have to have a system, and everybody has a system. The question is, does the system you have work for you or not, or is it broken, and do you need to adjust that system? So hopefully this makes sense to you. Mindset is probably the number one factor in whether or not you will be successful in it. Having the mindset of you're in it for the long haul. Sometimes you got to keep doing the thing over and over and over again. Jeff Olson in his book, The Slight Edge, talks about you have to do the things that are mundane. He calls it mastering the mundane. You have to do the things that seem insignificant in the moment, but when compounded over a long period of time will take you up the success curve or down the failure curve. In my case, I shoot a video every single day to build my tribe, to build my community, to give back, and to help myself study more so I can teach more and execute and create the results that I want for my family. And if you do that, if I don't do a video today, is it gonna have a significant impact on my business? No. If I don't do one, is it going to impact me? No. If I read 10 pages of a good book a day, is it going to change my business? No. If I don't read 10 pages of a good book a day, is it going to impact my business? No, it's really not. But you do those things or don't do those things over a long period of time, and I can tell you, it'll make a huge difference 2 years down the road. So you got to stay in the game. You have to have your head on right. And if you don't have your head on right, and if you don't have the proper mindset, nothing else you do, my friend, matters. Period. End of sentence. Hopefully this made sense to you. Hopefully you kind of connect a couple of dots. And this is not about perfection. This is about progress. I'll leave you with this. Ask yourself these two questions at the end of every day. When your head hits that pillow, ask yourself the question, did you do your very best today? Did you do the very best you could today? And question number 2 is, are you growing? If you can answer yes to both of those questions, did you do your very best? And am I growing? Yes, I am. You're going to reach the top. You absolutely will. I've done it. You can too. And you can help a whole lot of people. And that's where the fulfillment of this profession really comes in, is equipping people for success. So if you have any questions, please leave those questions or comments below. I answer each and every one of them. If you got value, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead and do that if you're inclined to, because I am always producing great content to help my tribe, people just like yourself, reach the levels of success by not only having the proper mindset, by breaking through those barriers. Make sense? I appreciate you being here. I appreciate who you are. And if I can help you in any way, please leave comments below. I respond to all of them. And remember this, my friend, you have a choice. Make it a better than terrific day and a prosperous one, because you absolutely deserve it. Until next time, bye-bye for now.